For the youth of 76, the struggle was decent education. Today, drugs and early pregnancy seem to be robbing our children of post-democracy opportunities. This is Checkpoint, and I'm Ngepile Mabuse. It's Youth Month and the struggle continues. 50% of people between the ages of 20 and 24 are unemployed, and about 30% of teenagers report ever having been pregnant. Mosibudi Ratlebiane visited a forgotten area of Mpumalanga called Daggakraal, where school pregnancies seem unacceptably high.
In the center of Daggakraal stands a statue of its most famous son, Dr. Pixley Kaisaka Seme. An Oxford graduate, he was one of the founding members of the ANC and at the forefront of the fight for land rights. He rallied black farmers and bought land in Daggakraal, rattling the white government, which hurriedly enacted the notorious Native Land Act of 1913. 3 years ago, this statue was erected to honor him. But uplifting young people in this community might have been a more fitting tribute. The Dr. Pixley Kaseme local municipality has little going for it. And so the youth of Daggakraal is giving birth to a different legacy. According to figures submitted to Parliament by the Education Department, in 2013-2014, Seme's secondary school had the highest number of pregnancies in the country, 77 learners. We found it hard to believe, so went to see for ourselves.
Igama lami nguThabile ngakangwenya.
Igama ngumthozi Simalinga.
Igama lami ngu-Angel Ndaba.
Igama lami ngoSingiphile ngakasibeko.
Ngina 6 months pregnant.
Nginengane ina 3 years.
Na 3 months pregnant.
Umntwana wami na 6 months.
First problem, it seemed, was that some of the learners were adults in uniform. We found a well-equipped school with its own transport, meals and organized classes. Learners seemed appreciative and diligent.
It's more developed, means the college computerized. Principally, uthanda ukuthi izinto zihambe ngendlela la esikolweni. Akathanda ukuthi izinto ezingekho right, ezingalungile, like ukhlala ama-toilet, banka amaklasi, bheme. Like short izinto ezifana nalezo. Akathanda ukuthi manje kube isikole esi-corrupt. Uthanda ukuthi izinto zihambe ngendlela. According to the law.
The principal may be strict, but not everyone is listening.
Esikoleni uthi khona abantu ababhemayo nabantu abapregayo.
So last year there was about 77 girls esikoleni who were pregnant. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Manje manje.
Mama sebancane manje.
Sebayehlile, but into eyenzakalayo every year.
Pregnant, yes. Every year. Eyona ihlezi khona noma ingekho iningi ngaleyo ndlela kodwa yona every year ihlezi khona pregnancy.
And why?
Like ngisho ukuthi amantombazane ngathi awakayazi indlela okumele ayivikele ngayo ukuze angabi pregnant ngoba ngabe ahlule ku-abstain.
Ukhona pregnant
Sorry? Yeah.
Nini?
Last year.
So long I
1 year and 5 months.
Do you know anyone that has a child?
guys?
Yeah, I do have a child. Okay, ngifisa ngathi ngabe ezinye inqumo yabo ngazicabanga kakhulu. Ngoba ngabe mhlamba nginayo umntwana mara ngoba sekakhona vele seyisibusiso sami sihle.
The principal disputes the figure of 77 pregnancies last year, saying he believed it to be much lower.
Let me try and correct something here. Yeah, you said 77 girls got pregnant. That information is not accurate. I think it was captured wrongly. Not 77. Last year alone, only 23 girls got pregnant. Yeah.
Still 23 too many. Schools have their own pregnancy policies, but national policy stipulates that learners be supported.
That policy, it is mentioned that the parents must be invited at an early stage, and then they must be made aware that their children are now pregnant. My teachers, some of them, especially those who are in grade 12, they take these homeworks to their respective homes.
But this policy, it seems, is aimed at learners already pregnant. One of the recommendations is that they be barred from school in the last 2 weeks before giving birth. Surely sex education before the fact would be more helpful.
Teachers are doing a lot with the help of life orientation educators. So in grade 8, there is a teacher who's offering life orientation.
We spoke to the life orientation teacher. She seemed to think only 20 learners were pregnant in 2014. Even if the education department got the figures wrong for last year, according to records we saw on her desk, this year's figures aren't great. 15 babies born already to the class of 2015, and another 18 on the way.
The biggest challenge is the problem they are facing, their social life. The things that involve them to be pregnant, to be involved in substance abuse, to be vulnerable. Because those are their problems that you are facing.
Pupils say the problem isn't at school. It's when they get home and back to their communities.
I think badinga ukuthi badevelop indawo yethu because most of his spare time sethu sisuke singenzi next. And emawuhleli ku-easy ukuthi ungacabanga abafana. Ngcono if maybe if kunama dance group, women what maybe bazodevelopa izinto zama young girls yabo ukuthi maybe siyadlala, siyadrive somewhere. Yeah, izinto ezinjalo zingasikhipha busy and isikhathi abafana singaba sincane.
Their school teachers are well aware of the absence of role models and initiatives in this area.
They've got no one at home to guide. So it's just us here at school when they are there during holidays and during weekends. They don't have parental guidance to guide them that now just go there. Is the learners who took decisions for themselves.
After the break, the hopes and aspirations of Daggakraal's youth.
Into engicabanga ukuthi ngibona impilo naye sanomntana futhi naye la ayifuni lokho.
It's a pattern in rural areas across our country, almost without exception. That hopelessness that comes with no opportunities, no promise of work. Here's part 2 of Musibudi Ratlebiane's report.
Our education policy allows girls to return to school post-pregnancy, but only about a third of them do, according to a study by the Human Sciences Research Council. Nosingpile quit school after having her baby at age 18. She now attends an adult school because mainstream school hours aren't flexible enough to enable her to look after her child. Her parents have passed away.
Ngiyakuthanda ukufunda just ukuthi ngasengibambezela ukuthi ngajaha ngenze izinto ezisinakes. Umntana ngimthole nge-2013 ngeyi7. Ngihlala nosesami ne-cousin yami, sesami na 15, cousin yami ina 20. yenza matric sisama angafundi.
Her cousin is Sitembiso. He attends Seme Secondary and also has a child. It affected his studies, he says.
Ngenza grade 12. Yeah. So nginomntwana una 1 year and 5 months now. Mara yena akahlali nami la uhlala eJobe uhlala nogogo wakhe. Ngimthole in grade 11. So ngithi after ngiceda kumthola like ngiye ngaba ne problem nyana because ngize ngafela even esikolweni ngaloyo nyaka loyo. I was stressed ukuthi ke nami babazali bami ngizobatshela kanjani.
Sitembiso and Nosingpile care for their younger cousin and sister Tandeka. They've tried sending her to school, but they say she's a rebel.
Mathaveli kuba mnandi phela kubo. Nami nje ngithi mengilandlini mengizwa nje khali sound nje lapha ngizwe ukuthi angathi ngaya khona. Mara ngitshe ukuthi hayi angisafuni vele ukuya lapha. Phaya jive lapha bayaphuza abanye ke bafika banganamali. Bazodla imali emadoda lapha eThaveli. And amadoda lawo angeke waphuze kuphela. Nazo deserve something. Abanye bagcina sebalala nakhona lapha. Ngani bamba bayalala nabafana. Mara ke uthi vele manje angisabazi.
Yeah, uthandeka mayenza lezi zinto azenzayo. Ahamba like anyamalala naye la. Nami ngifeel right, ngifeel very bad because nalokucabanga ukuthi ke naye kuzogcina kwenzakala lento le eyenzakala kimi nokusimphile actually.
Sitembiso thinks Tandeka needs to get involved in something worthwhile and uplifting.
Iyouth ya Daggakraal into yenza ukuthi ke na bagcine sebazibona sebasithola basemathaveli ukuthi like asinawo ama-ground asinazo izinto singakhipha ngazo singachitha ngazo isizungu. The problem le because ukuthi youth yalana igcine siyenza izinto ezi-wrong bathatha ama-decision wrong. Maybe like ukuthi into zogcina cabanga ukuthi kuphuza utshwala, it's a good thing.
Community member Baba Kubeka says government supplies the basics, but that's just not enough.
Uhulumende uyazama uyaletha amathuba omsebenzi la eDaggakraal ukuthi intsha nayisizakale. Kodwa ke lawo mathuba uhulumende awalethayo eza kancane.
The district council is in Volksrust, 35 kilometers away. It's up to ward councillors like Mbongiseni Mota to make things work around here. He's been trying for 15 years.
At the present moment, ma'am, we have 6 projects in Daggakraal where the government aims to assist the youth. But let me tell you the truth, those projects are not working at all because the service provider don't come in place in time or they don't want to cooperate with councillors at some times.
He showed us sports grounds that were only functional for a year before the precast wall was stolen, the change room stripped. There were agricultural projects, but those faltered too after service providers didn't deliver. Mbongiseni is clearly no Pixley Kaseme, but says he's trying to do things for Daggakraal's youth.
Sometimes we call them the motivational speaker to talk with them. So we try all our best, ma'am, to assist them.
There's no employment in Daggakraal for school leavers, unless they work at the local tavern, and there are just so many people the municipality can employ. Baba Kubeka is cynical.
Kugcine lapho kushabalele. Ithembiso zahulumende sigcine nje ngokukhulumeka kodwa zingenzeki.
What Nosingpile fears is that the cycle will never be broken, that her child will one day be like her.
Into engicabanga ukuthi ngibona impilo naye sanomntana futhi naye la ayifuni lokho ufuna ahlale njalo ngempilo wami nje angalandela abafana njengami ngoba naye ngicina isikole ngifuna abe nempilo engcono kunami.